Welcome friends, my name is Silas. Welcome to class. This is Harry, my little assistant. Let's see how much of a help he will be today. If you have a block or books, they might be helpful to have one for some shapes we do towards the end of class. If you have one, great. If not, see how you go without. Place the block to the side of the mat and we begin on our backs in half shavasana. So laying all the way flat onto your spine, bending the knees, bringing the feet out wide, letting the knees fall together at center. Bringing one hand on the belly, bringing one hand on the chest. Begin to let the shoulders soften. Maybe you close down through the eyes. Begin to feel how the breath moves into you. If you have the tendency that the hand on your chest is lifting more, or if you're breathing all the way into your belly, into the hand that is laying on your stomach. Taking a couple more breaths, just letting yourself arrive. Becoming aware of in an exhale, becoming aware of how your breath and your body are feeling, gathering them all on to the mat, feeling the spine be supported. And take a deep breath into the nose, open mouth, let it go, and seal the lips again. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose, empty all the air out. And then begin to breathe in for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1. Continue to breathe in for the count of 4. Exhaling for the count of 4. Breathing all the way into the hand that is laying on your belly, breathing all into the entire capacity of your breath. Continuing to breathe in for 4, exhaling for 4. And for another 4 full rounds of breath. Breathing in for 4. Breathing out for 4. Whenever you get to the last exhale, the 4th round, let go of the count of the breath and let the air come in and out through your nose naturally. Begin to set an intention to stay with the breath as the practice continues. The entire yoga practice becomes a breathing exercise because we're breathing into all these different shapes and forms, and we're trying to keep or maintain an even breath. Same in and exhale. Taking one more deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. Maybe keep the eyes closed, bring the arms out wide in a T shape. Then bring the knees over your hips, shins are parallel towards the ceiling. Begin to engage the core, pull the belly button into the spine. Take a breath in. Exhale, begin to lower the knees towards the right, but only 45 degrees, so halfway down. Inhale, bring the knees back through center. Exhale, let them fall over towards the left. Inhale, back through center, over to the other side, joining breath and movement, engaging the core, using outer abdominals to pull the knees back up. Maybe you're lowering them lower than halfway, but not letting them touch the ground. Bring them back through center. Going for 3 more times each side. Keeping the core engaged, keeping the knees and ankles hug into each other. Last time on each side. Going over towards the right. Inhale back through center, over towards the left. Inhale back through center. Place the feet on the ground. Press into the feet, lift the hips up, bridge pose. Engage the glutes, opening the front. Using your legs, lifting the heart up towards the ceiling. Taking one more breath in. Exhale, slowly begin to lower yourself back down. 1 vertebra at a time rolls down. And lift both legs up straight towards the sky. Pistol interlace the fingers, point through the index finger. Lift the shoulders and the neck off the ground. Then lower the right leg down. Bring the hands outside the left leg and begin to lift the shoulders up. We're just pulsing here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fingers point up, swap the legs. Then reach the arms past the right leg and begin to pump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both legs up, fingers pointing up, flex the toes back towards your face. Take one more breath in. Exhale, come back down, feet behind your bum, press into the tops of the feet, lift the hips up, bridge pose. Engage through the front body. Opening through the front body. Engage the back body. Harry's giving me a couple of kisses. It's not very helpful. Taking one more breath in. Exhale, slowly begin to lower down. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze and then begin to roll up and down the spine. We're coming into Utkatasana chair pose at the front of the mat, gaining some momentum and beginning to straighten the legs, arms reach all the way up. Exhale, pull the hands through heart center. Recenter the hands at the heart. Next inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, pull the hands back down the center line. Once they come past the chin, begin to tuck the chin in. Bend the knees slightly, begin to unstack the spine, 1 vertebra at a time. Take more than just 1 breath, coming all the way down into forward fold. Once you come into the fold, keep the knees soft, grab opposite elbows, gently sway side to side. Releasing the neck, saying yes, saying no. Letting the entire spine hang off your hips. Knees can be bent generously. Take one more breath in. Exhale, let go of your elbows. And then begin to roll back up through the spine. 1 vertebra at a time, knees are soft. Take more than just 1 breath. The head comes up last. Keep the chin tucked in till the very last moment. Lift the head up, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands pull through heart center. 1 more time. Begin to unstack the spine. Tuck the chin in first and then begin to roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Coming all the way down. Once you're down, you begin to roll back up through the spine. Stacking each vertebra on top of the previous one. Head comes up last. Keep going with the arms. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands towards your heart. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, begin to fold forward, flat spine with the thighs back in space. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold, release the neck. 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift, heart moves forward, shoulders pull back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine with the thighs back. Exhale, hands ground down, step it back into plank. Engage the core. Press the floor away, and then lengthen the tailbone down towards the back of the mat. Send energy out through the 2 heels. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale, begin to lower yourself all the way down. Hug the elbows in. Everything touches down at the same time. Untuck the toes, press into the tops of the feet, lift the chest up, cobra pose. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift up, cobra, hug the elbows towards each other. Exhale to lower. One more time, lift the chest up, pull the shoulder heads back, keep the legs engaged. And release, push back over hands and knees, downward facing dog, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up high. First downward facing dog, so walk it out on the spot, pressing one heel down at a time. Taking any movements that you feel like you need at the beginning of practice. Maybe you let the heels fall over to one side, and let them fall over to the other side, elongating through the outer ribs. Taking another 2 to 3 breaths to just move around. And then finding your center. Both heels pressing down, you look back towards your big toes. Feet about hip width distance apart, keep spreading through the fingers, press the floor away. Noticing how the breath changes maybe. Try to continuously keep it in and out through the nose at an even pace. Take one more breath in. Long exhale. Next inhale, lift up high into the toes. Begin to walk yourself forward. Inhale, halfway lift as you arrive. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale to fold. Root to rise. Press into the feet, arms float all the way up. Exhale, hands back towards your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, begin to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can always slide up the shins, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hands ground down, step it back into plank. Opposite foot steps back. Press the floor away. Keep lifting the inner shoulder blades up and away from each other. One more breath in. Exhale, begin to lower yourself all the way down. Everything touches down at the same time. Untuck the toes, press into the hands, press into the feet, curl the chest up. Maybe you lift all the way up into upward facing dog. Keep lifting the thighs off the ground. Keep pulling the shoulder heads back. Next exhale, lift the hips up high, downward facing dog. Keep lifting out of your shoulders, coming back to the breath. Keep curling the tailbone up towards the sky, thinking your tailbone is light like a feather. Next inhale, come high into the toes, look in between the hands, walk or step forward, halfway lift, inhale, exhale, begin to fold. Inhale to rise all the way up, arms reach up towards the ceiling, exhale, hands back to heart center. Step the big toes together to touch, inhale, sit back into your chair, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hands ground down, step the feet back, plank pose. Take one inhale to prepare. Exhale, lower halfway down, hug the elbows in, chaturanga. You can always lower all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Pull the shoulders back. Exhale, hips pull back, downward facing dog. And from here, step the toes closer towards each other. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Three-legged dog. Keep wrapping the right little toe down towards the mat. And pull the right knee into the chest, tiger curl. Step the foot through. Lower the left heel down towards the ground. Bring the right thumb towards your right hip crease and wrap the right hip crease back in space. Inhale, arms float up, warrior one. Keep wrapping the right hip back, staying the depth of the front knee. Exhale, bring the hands back down towards the floor. Step it back, plank pose. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, pull the shoulder heads back. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips up high. Right toes step closer towards center. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Pull the left knee into the chest, tiger curl. Step the left foot through, right heel lowers down towards the ground. Left thumb towards the left hip crease and then wrap the hip back in space. Keep that engagement of the outer hip. Inhale, arms reach up, warrior one. Both hip points are pointing forward. Exhale, hands come back down towards the floor. Step it back, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we breathe. Lifting out through the hands. As the triceps wrap towards the back of the mat, you ground down through the inner knuckles, especially the knuckles of the thumb and index finger. Moving the thighs back in space, legs are active. Next inhale, come high into the toes, look in between the hands, walk, step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back to Utkatasana, bending the knees, arms reach up, chair pose. Straighten the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come back towards your heart. We're doing one more round. Inhale, Utkatasana, sit back into your chair. Exhale, begin to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands ground down, step it back into plank. Take one more inhale to prepare. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulders pull back. Exhale, hips lift up high, downward facing dog. Left foot steps in closer. Right leg lifts up, keep flexing the back foot. Then tiger curl the right knee into the chest. Step the foot through, lower the left heel down, warrior one, arms reach up. Exhale, bring the hands back down towards the floor. Step it back, plank pose. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, pulls you back, downward facing dog. Right foot steps in closer. Inhale, left leg rises. Pull the knee into the chest, step the foot through. Right heel lowers down. Inhale, warrior one, arms reach up. Keep wrapping the outer triceps forward. Exhale, hands back down towards the floor. Step it back, Vinyasa. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. Coming back to the breath. Moving the shoulders towards your legs, but hugging the ribs in away from the legs. So you're lengthening through the spine even more. Keep pulling the belly button into the spine. Keep breathing. In and out through your nose. Keeping the neck relaxed. Next inhale, come high into the toes, look in between the hands. Walk, step or hop forward. Halfway lift and out. Exhale to fold. Root to rise, press into the feet, arms float all the way up. Exhale, hands towards the heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands ground down, left foot steps back. Lower the left knee down towards the ground. Keep the back toes tucked under. Inhale, come up, bring the hands towards your hips. And then grab these two headlights that you have, those two hip bones, and pull them up towards your ribs. So making the distance between ribs and hip bones shorter, tucking the tailbone under. Inhale, arms reach up, keep the engagement of the core. Keep reaching through the fingertips. Take one more breath in. Exhale, open up towards the right. Right arm reaches back, left arm reaches forward. Low lunge twist, keep pulling the hip bones up towards your ribs. Keep reaching through the left fingertips and then begin to bring the left hand down towards the floor. Right arm reaches up, left knee lifts off the ground. Drive the back thigh up towards the ceiling. Lots of energy through the back heel. Take one more breath in. Exhale, both hands come down. Walk the hands towards the back of the mat. Bending the left leg, straightening the right, Skandasana. You can choose if you want to stay up high or if you want to go low. If you go low, curl the toes towards your face. You decide if you want to use hands or no hands. And keep the hips low as you move back towards the front. Left hand down, left knee down. Step the right foot back into a modified side plank. The left toes come out, right arm reaches up towards the sky. Think of warrior one in the back foot. So you're pressing through the knife edge of the right foot. Keep lifting out of the left shoulder, reach the right arm up. Next inhale, reach the right arm over your head, elongate the entire right side. Deep breath into the outer ribs. One more full breath. Exhale, bring both hands down towards the ground. Slide the left toes under. Press into the left foot. Lift the right leg up. Three-legged dog. Right leg floats up towards the sky. Then pull the right knee into the chest. Tiger curl. Come forward into plank. Then lower the right knee down underneath the hips. Spin into a modified side plank towards the right. Left arm floats up. Press down through the knife edge of the left foot. Keep pressing out of, lifting out of the right hand. Sliding the right shoulder down the spine. Moving the hips forward. Next inhale, reach the left arm forward. Deep breath into the outer channel, the outer side. Keep moving the hips forward. And slowly bring the left hand back down towards the floor. Slide the right toes under, press into the right foot, three-legged dog, left leg lifts up. Then pull the left knee into the chest. Step the left foot forward in between the hands. Lower the right knee down towards the ground. Inhale, low lunge, arms reach up towards the sky. Keep lifting up through the hip bones, hug the ribs in. Take one more breath in. Exhale, twist towards the left, right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back. Keep the core engaged. Reaching through the fingertips. Gaze can be forward or to the side, doesn't really matter. Begin to bring the right hand down inside the left foot, left arm reaches up, right knee lifts off the ground. Keep hugging the outer left hip in towards center, so don't let it pop out towards the side. Keep lifting out of the right hand. Lots of energy through the back leg. Take one more breath in. Exhale, both hands down towards the floor, Skandasana towards the back of the mat, bending the right leg, straightening the left. Deciding if you want to go high or low. And keeping the hips low as you move towards the front, right hand down underneath the shoulder, right knee lowers down, come into modified side plank towards the left, left arm reaches up towards the sky. Press the hips forward, lift out of the bottom shoulder. Then either decide to stay here, or on the next inhale, reach the left arm forward, begin to bring the left leg up, same height as your hips. Either stay here or begin to bend the left knee, reaching the left arm behind you, catching the outside of the foot. Once you caught the foot, kick the foot back into your hand, move the hips forward, broaden through the chest. The heart moves towards your left side and towards the front of the mat. Opening through the heart. Taking one more full circle of breath. Stay for the exhale. Next inhale, release the foot. Both arm and foot reach into opposite directions. Exhale, bring the left hand back down towards the floor. Slide the right toes under, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Pull the left knee into the chest, tiger curl, plank pose. And then lower the left knee underneath the left hip. Side plank towards the right arm reaches up. And you decide if you want to stay here, or on the next inhale, reach the right arm forward, the right leg floats off. Same height as your hip bones. So if you're looking down your body, you can still see your big toes, and the foot is the same height as your hips. Either stay here or bend the right leg. Right arm reaches behind you. Catch the outside of the foot. Once you caught the foot, kick the foot back into your hand, broaden through the front body. Lifting out of the left shoulder. The heart moves towards the right side of your mat and towards the front side. So you're opening up through the chest. Moving the hips towards the front. Taking one more full circle of breath. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, re-straighten arm and leg, reach them into opposite directions. Exhale, both hands come down towards the floor. Slide the left toes under, lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. Pull the right knee into the chest, tiger curl. Step the foot in between your hands. Inhale, step both feet forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, release the neck. Root to rise, press into the feet, arms reach all the way up. Exhale, hands come back towards your heart. Beginning to breathe. Noticing in and exhale. Noticing how the breath might have changed. Noticing how in and exhale change as you move through different poses, as you move through different stages in life. And release the hands towards your hips. Pull the left knee into the chest. Press through the right foot. Flex the left toes. And then with control, begin to step the foot back. Slightly bending into the right leg. With control, stepping it all the way to the back of the mat. Crescent lunge. Inhale, arms reach up. Think of the engagement of the pelvis, hip bones and ribs moving towards each other. Soft bend in the back knee. Take one more breath in. Exhale, twist towards the right. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. Extend through the fingertips, soften through the shoulders. Take one more breath in. Exhale, bring both hands down towards the ground. Skandasana towards the back, keep the hips low. Move the hips back towards the front. Left hand grounds down, left knee comes down. Inhale, right arm reaches up and over behind you. Maybe you catch the thigh stretch. Bending the left leg. Spinning the heart open towards the ceiling. Keep pressing out through the left hand. If you can't catch the foot, you can always bring the right hand to the inner right thigh and then let the right foot roll onto the knife edge, pressing the thigh away from you. We're here for another 3 rounds of breath. Keep shortening the distance between your hip bones and your ribs. does feel quite nice to let them sink forward, but I just learned that you can easily overstretch the psoas line if you just let the hips dump forward towards the floor. So keep the core engaged. Take one more full breath. And slowly let the left foot go. Bring both hands down inside the right foot. Lift the left knee off. Spin the left heel down towards the ground. Think of the warrior one setup you had at the start. Inhale, arms reach back up towards the sky. Exhale, interlace the fingers and bring them behind your head at the base of your skull. Bring the elbows wide. Inhale, lift the heart up, move the elbows apart from one another. Slight back bend we're going into, maybe the gaze is slightly up. Keep the setup of your arms, keep lifting the heart up and then begin to lift the left heel off the ground, coming back to the crescent lunge in your legs. Moving the hips forward, elongating through the psoas line on the left side. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, let go of your hands, bring them all the way down towards the floor. Begin to become light on the left foot, shifting your weight into the right foot. Warrior 3, prep fingertips to the floor. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Maybe the hands stay on the floor or begin to bring the hands towards heart center. Keep extending through the back heel, left foot is flexed. Keep the hips level. And the next inhale, pull the left knee into the chest, stork pose, arms reach up. Exhale, left ankle over right knee, sit back into your figure 4. Left knee falls out towards the side, keep flexing the left toes. Slowly begin to stand back up, bring both feet down. Begin to shift your weight into the left foot. Right knee lifts into the chest, arms reach up. Exhale, begin to step it back into crescent lunge. Take your time, slight bend into the left knee. Step the foot back, arms reach up towards the sky. Keep the hips parallel towards the front of the mat. Left glute is engaged. Keep pulling the hips up towards the ribs and the ribs down. Elongating through the lower back. Take one more breath in. Exhale, twist towards the left. Right arm forward, left arm back. Keep extending through the fingertips. Take one more breath in. Exhale, release. Skandasana towards the back of the mat. Bending the right leg, straightening the left. Keeping the hips low as you move back towards the front. Right hand down, right knee down. Left arm reaches up and over behind you, bending the right leg, catching the right foot for your thigh stretch or any variation that you did on the first side. Keep hugging the hip bones up towards your ribs. You can experience it for yourself if you let go of the core engagement, the hip engagement, and let the hips fall forward. It does feel quite nice. But now bring your gaze down towards your hips and begin to engage the core, hug the ribs in. That will keep the psoas in a space where it likes to be. Doesn't want to be overstretched. Keep pulling the right heel closer to your bum. Here for another 2 rounds of breath. Slowly let the foot go, both hands back inside the left foot. Lift the right knee off, ground the right heel down, warrior 1, both arms come up. Exhale, interlace the fingers, bring the hands behind your back, elbows go wide, lift the chest up. Slight back bend here. Keep the lift of the chest, begin to peel the right heel off the ground, coming back into crescent lunge in the legs. Keep moving the elbows out wide, heart lifts up towards the ceiling. Keep the neck long. Keep hugging the ribs in. Take one more breath in. Exhale, release the hands back down towards the floor. Begin to shift your weight into the left leg. Right foot floats off, warrior 3 prep. Maybe the fingertips stay on the ground. Keep pulling the heart forward through the arms, or the hands float towards your heart. Warrior 3. Keep extending through the crown of the head. Pull the shoulders back down the spine. Next inhale, bring the right knee into the chest, arms reach up, stork pose. Exhale, right ankle over left knee, sit down, figure 4. Keep flexing the right toes, keeping the knee joint safe. And then slowly re-straightening the left leg, right knee into the chest, arms reach up. Exhale, both hands down, hands to the heart. Closing down through your eyes. Noticing if you feel any different. If there's any change in the way you breathe, if there's any change in blood flow or sensation throughout your body. Noticing this quality that this practice has, this cause and effect. You do something and you observe the consequences. And then you take, as my teacher says, you take skillful action to whatever comes next. Next inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, flat back, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hands ground down, step it back into plank. Let's flow it out. Take one breath in to prepare in plank. Exhale, move through your vinyasa to downward facing dog, maybe lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, pulls you back, downward facing dog. Noticing how this down dog feels compared to the first one you did. Staying in the fire, staying in this calm quality of breath, even though the poses want you to do the opposite. It's like they're trying to piss you off, but you're just not having it today. You remain with the breath in and out through the nose. Keep pressing the floor away, lift the hips up high. Heels are heavy, they don't have to touch the ground. Next inhale, right leg rises up. Pull the right knee into the chest, step the foot in between your hands. Lower the back heel down, warrior 1, cartwheel the arms open. Exhale, sink into the front knee. Keep extending through the fingertips, gaze over the front middle finger. Then flip the front palm, inhale, reverse the warrior, straighten through the, lengthening through the right side. Keep breathing one more time into the right rib cage. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, come back forward. Reach the right fingertips towards the front of the room. Trikonasana. Hand can come down towards the ankle, shin, floor, or maybe the block. Keep pressing down through the right hand. Left arm floats up. Keep pressing down through both big toes. Keep pulling the right shoulder down the spine. One more full circle of breath. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, reach the left arm behind you, bring it towards your left hip. Then spin the gaze down towards your right foot. Begin to bend into your right knee. Become lighter on the left foot, coming towards half moon. So maybe the block or hand goes out in front of you beyond the border of your mat. Begin to shift the weight into the right leg. Extending the right leg, left leg reaches behind you. Keep the hips open towards the side. Flex the back foot. Imagine you're standing against the wall behind you. Inhale, left arm reaches up towards the sky. You can either stay here, keeping your gaze in one spot that isn't moving. If you're up for the challenge, slight bend into the right knee, bending the left leg, left arm reaches behind you. Maybe you catch the outside of the left foot. Once you caught the foot, kick the foot back behind you. So re-straightening the right leg, opening up through the front body, gaze steady on one spot on the ground that isn't moving. Opening through the front channel. Taking one more full circle of breath. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, come back to half moon. Re-straighten the left leg, arm up towards the sky. And then with control, stepping the left foot back, releasing into Skandasana towards the back of the mat, bending the left leg, straightening the right. Keeping the hips low as you move towards the front. Left hand top left corner of the mat, spin all 10 toes towards the right, reverse Skandasana. Left hip dips down, right arm reaches behind you. Keep the hips low as you come back around, wide-legged forward fold towards the left. Hands underneath the shoulders, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, begin to fold. The hands can come to the ankles or the big toes. Keep hugging the ankles in towards each other. Legs are active. Moving the thighs back in space. Breathing into your body with the head being lower than the heart. It's a very cooling effect on the body. The question is just, are we able to notice it? Bring the hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, Skandasana towards the back. Keep the hips low as you move towards the front. Both hands ground down, step it back, plank pose. We're moving to downward facing dog. If you want to rinse it out on the exhale, lower halfway down. Upward facing dog, keep the hips engaged. Thighs lift off. Exhale, hips pull back, downward facing dog. And coming back to the breath. Maybe you stayed with the breath so you don't have to come back. Next inhale, left leg rises up towards the sky. Pull the left knee into the chest, step the foot through. Lower the right heel down, warrior two, arms spin open. Exhale, sink into the front knee. Extend through the fingertips. Notice if you have a tendency to lean forward or back. Bring yourself so that the hips and shoulders are stacked on top of each other. Keep the core engaged. Flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Stay here, keep breathing into the left ribs. The next inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, reach the left arm forward, coming into Trikonasana. Left hand to shin, block or floor. Pressing the left hand down, right arm reaches up. And then this time, have a look down at your left knee. And externally rotate the left knee towards the left arm, bringing it in line with the left big toe. And then press the left big toe down into the floor. And that same action that you doing into or putting into the left big toe, put it into the knife edge of the right foot. Keep the legs engaged. Keep reaching through the right fingertips. Next inhale, bring the right hand to the right hip. Exhale, spin the gaze down. Begin to bend the left knee, shifting your weight into the left foot, half moon. Right leg becomes lighter. Let it float off. Open the hips up towards the right, flexing the right foot. Whoop. I'm losing balance here. Finding that one spot on the ground that isn't moving. The left hand is right underneath the left shoulder. Reach the right arm up, half moon. Keep sending energy out through the right heel. Maybe you begin to bend the right leg. Slight bend in the left knee just to catch the right foot behind you. Once you caught the foot, extend through the left leg, kick the right foot back behind you, opening up through the front. Spinning the heart open towards the right. Keeping the right knee level with the hips. One more full circle of breath. And slowly let go of the right foot, half moon. And then with control, stepping the right foot back, skandasana towards the back of the mat. Hips stay low. Keep the hips low as you move towards the front. Right hand to the right top corner of the mat. Spin all 10 toes towards the left. Left arm reaches behind you. Right hip dips down. Keep the hips low. Reach the arm around. Wide-legged forward fold towards the right. Inhale, halfway lift through the spine. Exhale, begin to fold forward. Once again, deciding what mudra you want with your hands. Maybe you grab the big toes or ankles. If you want to go upside down in a tripod, you can bring the top of the head down towards the floor. We're here just for another 5 rounds of breath. Even interlacing the hands behind your back can be a nice version or mudra for your arms. Choosing what you need, keep the legs engaged. If you're going upside down, move mindfully. And begin to slowly make your way back down if you're up. Both feet touch down at the same time. Any other mudra, bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the right leg, skandasana towards the back. Keep the hips low as you move towards the front. Both hands inside the left foot. Step the right foot forward, outside the right hand. Malasana squat, lower the hips down. Bring the elbows towards the inside of your thighs and bring the hands towards heart center. Lifting up through the heart. Letting the hips be heavy. If you have a block with you and you feel like you're struggling in this pose, you can always place a block underneath your sitting bones. If you have 2 blocks, place them underneath your heels if your heels are lifting off the ground. So lots of options you can take. You can even roll your mat up and come into this malasana squat. We stay here for a little bit. It's one of these poses that we should all do more. It's like nowadays we just sit on our desks, working, sitting in chairs. When we rest, we sit down in chairs and we just can't squat anymore. Yet it's so beneficial for your lower back, for your hips. So maybe if you have one of these working desks at home and you can bring them all the way down, maybe you work on the laptop from here. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, lower the hips all the way down towards the floor. Bring the feet hip-width distance apart. Bring the hands behind you, fingers pointing away from you. And then let the knees fall over towards the left. And then notice how the right shoulder wants to come forward. Bend through the right elbow, pull the right shoulder back. Both shoulders pointing towards the front of the mat. And then take a breath in to lift up through the chest. You can either stay here, or if you feel like you want a deeper sensation, bring the left ankle on top of the right knee. Keep pulling the right shoulder back, lifting up through the heart, moving into this outer channel that runs from the right knee towards the right shoulder. Keep breathing. Keep lifting up through the heart. And then slowly come back to its center. Let the knees fall over towards the right. You decide if you want to do the ankle hug or not. Keep pulling the left shoulder back in space, lifting up through the heart. Two more rounds of breath. And then coming back to center. Inhale, reach both arms forward. On the exhale, slowly begin to lower yourself all the way down towards the floor, rolling down one vertebra at a time. Once you come all the way down, hug the knees into the chest. And then bring the feet behind your bum, lifting the hips back up, bridge pose. Then we're here for about 10 rounds of breath. And you decide if you want to stay here, if you want to interlace the fingers underneath you, pulling the knuckles down towards your heels, shoulder blades move into each other, lifting up through the heart. Or if you want to take it even further, bringing the hands beside your ears, fingers pointing towards your shoulders, coming all the way up into a wheel. Letting the first inhale bring you into the top of the head. And then the second inhale all the way up. Keep using your legs if you're in bridge or wheel. Keep lifting the heart towards the back of the mat. Keep breathing wherever you are. Keep engaging the glutes. Keep breathing. Keep the face soft. And then slowly coming back down, releasing one vertebra at a time. And coming back to the position we started in with, feet outer edges of the mat, knees fall towards center. One hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. Letting the sensation settle. And opening up your arms wide in a T shape. Bring the knees back over your hips. Shins are parallel towards the ceiling. And let the knees fall back over towards the right, same as we did at the start, but this time let the knees fall all the way down towards the floor. Maybe the right hand collects the outside of the left thigh, keeping the knees together, keeping the left shoulder pulling down towards the ground. Breathing all the way into your belly, imagining you still have the hand on your belly button. You can twist the head towards the left, but just notice how it feels through the neck. Maybe you just keep the nose pointed straight up towards the ceiling. One more full circle of breath. Next inhale, bring the knees back through center, let them fall over to the other side. Maybe the left hand keeps the legs together, right shoulder blade grounds down into the floor. Come back to breathing. How deep can you breathe? How deep you can breathe will also determine how deep you can twist. As you begin to let go of the effort in this pose, and instead put all the effort into the depth of breath. Releasing any muscles in the face. Just noticing where you hold tension, where you don't need to hold it. Next inhale takes you back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then reach your arms through the inside of the thighs into a happy baby pose, holding on to the outside of the feet, letting the bottoms of the feet point up towards the ceiling. Keep wrapping the tailbone down so the lower back is flat on the ground. Gently rocking side to side. And then notice if the lower back is still lifting. Maybe you just release the hands and bring the arms behind your knees. Or just holding onto your knees as well. Gently rocking side to side. Thinking of a happy baby. It's quite ironic that the last pose we do before shavasana, and shavasana meaning corpse pose, so you're basically dying in a second, that we often do happy baby pose right before. It's almost like we want to remind ourselves that when we die, we oftentimes think about how it would be to be young again and to do all the things that we always wanted to do. Maybe we think about regrets and things we didn't do. But as this is just your asana yoga practice, it's a little reminder that you can be grateful for the ability to still do or start whatever you always wanted to do or start. Slowly let go of the feet or knees, opening yourself up into your final resting pose, shavasana, letting the legs travel straight down the mat, bringing them to the outer edges, opening up the palms, sliding the shoulders under, and then taking a deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. Seal the lips, breathe in through the nose. Empty all the air out through the nose. Then breathe in for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go of the count of the breath. Letting go of the control of the breath. Softening through your jaw, through your face. Letting your shoulders be heavy. Arms and hands are heavy. Feeling the support of the ground underneath your upper back and the hips. The entire spine softens into the support. Releasing your hips, thighs, knees and calves. Your ankles and feet rest. In this pose of deep gratitude. Practicing depth in shavasana, yet being aware of all the gifts that you still have, all the possibilities, all the future projects, all the stuff that you can't do once you arrive in real life in shavasana. It's a pose of deep gratitude, letting your entire body rest, letting the vibrations of the practice settle, remaining in stillness for at least a couple minutes. I'll let you know when your time is up. Beginning to rest and to listen. You can stay here as long as you want. Take at least another 4 rounds of breath in shavasana, becoming aware of your body laying on the floor. If you feel like staying here for the closure of practice and beyond, just remain on the floor. If you want to end the practice with me, begin to breathe into the fingertips and toes, beginning to re-engage with four corners of yourself, reactivating fingers and toes. And the next inhale, reach your arms up, big stretch, head to toe, bending one knee at a time, rolling over to your right side, and taking a moment on your side, letting your body rest in this different position of gravity. And with the help of your left hand, you will slowly press yourself back up, coming back into a seat. Gathering your hands at the center of the heart, feeling the palms press into each other evenly. This endless pursuit and gesture of balance. Noticing how your breath feels, how your body feels, how your mind feels. Lifting the hands up towards your forehead for clear thoughts, bringing the hands towards your mouth for true words. Bring your hands to the heart for kind actions. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May your thoughts, words and actions contribute to that peace within you, that balance within you, and then letting it ripple around you to your friends, your family, the person to your left, the person to your right. And then bowing your forehead towards your hands, to your heart. And gratitude for yourself, your time, your effort. Thank you for sharing your practice and attention with me. And I hope to see you soon. Namaste.